Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So far we have looked at an introduction to Kubernetes, containers versus VMs and Kubernetes architecture. Now the most important question, where does Kubernetes actually run in production? In real companies, we do not install Kubernetes manually every time. We use managed services like EKS on AWS, GKE on Google Cloud and AKS on Azure. In this session, I will show you how to create a production grade Kubernetes cluster on AWS, but by using Terraform. And no, it is not just a basic step, but something that reflects how real DevOps teams build infrastructure. Now, we already know that Kubernetes has two main parts. We have the control plane and we have the worker nodes. In AWS EKS, AWS manages the control plane and we will manage the worker nodes. Think of it like this. AWS gives you a fully managed brain and you provide the body. Now, before we go to the code, let's look at the different components that we will be building. So first, we will have the VPC. Now, this will be the network for our EKS cluster. Then we will have the subnets. Now, this is where the nodes will live. Then we have the EC2 machines. Now, this will be the worker nodes in our Kubernetes cluster. And then we have the EKS. Now, this will be the control plane. Now, in addition to this, we have few more components like the NAT gateway, internet gateway, route tables, and all those things. And we will also have IAM roles and all those. But these are the main components that you have. Now, if you understand this mapping, Kubernetes on cloud becomes simple. Now, instead of manually clicking in AWS console, we will use Terraform because that is what you will be using in real world as well. So Terraform is like writing a blueprint for your infrastructure. You define once and you can recreate the same infrastructure anytime. Now it's time to get our hands dirty. So here I have the repo and here I already have the Terraform code. I will explain this code to you, the different things that we have here, and you can also clone this thing and you can set up the infrastructure. So the first thing that we have is the provider block. So we are setting this up on AWS, and here I've specified the region. And then we are creating our VPC. So I'm using the variable block. So the CIDR range is coming from my terraform.tf vars file. So here you can see that's my VPC CIDR range. Then we have our subnet. So I have the public subnets. I'm creating one public subnet, and then I have two private subnets. So this is where our worker nodes will be running. Then I have my internet gateway. Then I have my NAT gateway. So here I'm creating the elastic IP, and then I have my NAT gateway, and then I'm associating the elastic IP over here. Then I have my route table. So I have the public route table. So I'm creating a route table. I'm creating a route in the public route table, and then I'm associating it with my public subnet. Likewise, I have my private route table. So again, I'm creating a route table. I'm creating an entry for the NAT gateway, and then I'm associating it with my private subnets. Then we have our EKS cluster. So this is where we are creating our cluster, and we are using roles. So here I am role. So this is where you have all the necessary roles needed for the cluster. So this is an IAM role for the cluster, and we are attaching this policy to the role. Likewise, our node groups also will need a role. So here I'm creating the role, and these are the necessary permissions. So we have the EKS worker node policy, EKS CNI policy. This SSM managed instance core is I'm attaching this so that I can connect to the worker nodes via a session manager, and then this is to connect to the registry and then download the images. So all these things will be used by the worker nodes. So here that is what I'm referring here. This is the cluster role, and then in which subnets you want to launch the basically the cluster. And then here we have our node group. So here I'm creating my group, which cluster name, the role, the subnets, and then your scaling capacity, and then the instance type that you want to use. Now all the variables are defined over here, and the values for this I'm passing it via terraform.tf vars file. So this is essentially everything that you will need to set up the custom VPC, the necessary IAM roles, the permissions, and then set up our cluster on top of this custom VPC. Alright, so here I'm using an EC2 instance to run the Terraform code that we have here. So let me quickly clone this to the EC2 instance. So let me go to code, we'll copy this, and we'll do a git clone and the URL, and this should clone. And let me go to that folder, Kubernetes, sorry, cd Kubernetes, and here I have the folder. So let me go to that, and I should have all the necessary files over here. So now we have everything that we need to create our EKS cluster. Let's go ahead and run this. So the first thing that we will need to do is we will need to run the Terraform init command. Before you run this, make sure you have installed Terraform on your machine. I've already installed, so I'm just gonna go ahead and run the Terraform init command. So this will initialize the code for me. Basically, this will download all the necessary modules and the provider. So we'll wait for this to complete. Now in this case, I've not used the remote backend, but again in real world you'll have a remote backend configured like your S3 bucket where your state file will be stored. But in my case, just for this demo, the state file will be stored on my local, on this EC2 machine itself, just so you know. But in real world you will have a proper remote backend configured. Alright, so my initialization is done. Next, we will run the Terraform plan command. So let me run this, and this will give me a preview of all the resources that Terraform is going to create for us. So basically all these resources that we have over here, this will give the plan will give me preview as to how many resources it's going to create or destroy, or basically the preview of the action that my Terraform will take on my behalf when I do an apply. So let's wait for this plan. Oh, again, one more thing I forgot to mention is you might have a question: how am I authenticating to my AWS? This is an EC2 instance. I have attached an IAM role. So here, if I go back to my console, so here this is the instance I'm using, and I've attached this role, and this role basically I've given administrator access, so basically full permission, and that is how my Terraform is able to will be able to create the resources for me. So here this is what I'm using. Alright, so there's the plan: 23 to add, 0 to change, 0 to destroy. So let's quickly look at this from the top, what it is doing. So there's my Elastic IP that will be created. There's my EKS cluster. That's my node group. I have my cluster role, then my node role. This is all the policies that will be attached to the role. There's my internet gateway. There's my NAT gateway, my private subnet, public subnet, route table for the private subnets. That's my public route table. Then we are associating the private subnets. That's private subnet 1, private subnet 2, and that's my public subnet association. Here's another private subnet. So basically 2 private subnets that will be created. This is the public subnet, and this is my VPC. All right, so basically 23 resources that will be created for us. So now I'm good with the plan, so we will go ahead and we'll do a Terraform apply. So let me auto approve this, so it will go ahead and start creating the resources. All right, so finally this will be the final step, which will basically start creating those 23 resources for us. So this will take around 15 to 20 minutes for us to create the resources. I will pause the video here and I will resume again once the resources are ready. Alright, so you can see here that my Terraform has completed. So 23 resources are created. Let's go and check in our console. So here I have the VPC that I created, and then I'll have the subnets, I'll have the route table, so everything that I've defined in my Terraform. And here I should have my EKS cluster. So let me refresh this. There's my EKS cluster, and within this I should have my node groups as well. So there are two machines. So I've created a auto scaling. So you can see minimum is 2, maximum is 2, maximum is 4, and desired is 2. So basically my cluster is created. All right. So very simple, very straightforward. I have my Terraform code. So every time I need a cluster, I just run the Terraform code and that will set up the cluster for me. And this is how things are done in real world as well. All right. The next thing is, how do we connect to this cluster? So for this, you will need two things. One, you will need to have AWS CLI installed on your machine. Again, I already have my AWS CLI installed. So here, there's my AWS version, and you need kubectl. Again, I have already installed kubectl. If you need help, please let me know in the comments section, and I'll show you how you can install AWS CLI as well as your kubectl. All right. All right. Now, the first thing is we will need to update our kube-config file. So for that, we will run this command. So AWS EKS update kube-config. The region where our cluster is running, so it is running in US East 1, and then the name of the cluster, which is demo-eks. So this will basically update our kube-config file with the cluster related information, so that we can start interacting with the cluster. And now let's go ahead and list our nodes. For that, we will just run this kubectl get nodes command, and you can see I have two nodes which are ready to use. So like I said, you will need to have kubectl installed before you run this command. All right, and there you go, your Kubernetes cluster is live. This is what we will be using to run our workloads like pods, deployment services, etc. Now, please remember, this is just a bare minimum setup that we have done here. In real world, you'll also need few additional things like your Ingress controller, autoscaler. You will be setting up your monitoring, your logging, and all those things. All right. But for now, this is all we need. And again, in real world, this is how you will be setting it up. You will be writing Terraform code, and then you will be running the Terraform code to set it up. The other thing you might see is you might integrate your Terraform with GitLab or GitHub Actions to set up your CI/CD, so that you don't run this Terraform commands manual. All right. So this is where your Kubernetes journey becomes real. In the next session, I will show you how to set up a Kubernetes cluster on GKE, which is your Google Cloud. And again, there we will be using Terraform to set up. You can choose between GKE, EKS, or AKS, anything is fine. But just for the sake of example, I will show you GKE as well. And then in the upcoming sessions, I will start using GKE for the other to run the workloads and all those things. That's all I have for this session. If you found this session helpful, please give it a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you have any feedback, please leave them in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next session.